Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda if you're new here. If not, welcome back. Thank you for clicking on this video. So I asked you guys on my Instagram if you wanted to know a little bit about this topic. So you guys all wanted to know pretty much. Most of you did. So I'm excited to talk about this because I feel like there's a lot of bigger channels that talk about this, but not small channels on how to go from 0 to 1,000, which is important because 1,000 is one of the marks you need to hit to get paid on YouTube. So we'll talk more about that in a second. My dog's drinking water in the back. So that's what I'm going to talk about today, is how I personally, my experience and how I grew my channel, what I did, what I focused on, and then once you hit the mark that you need to make to get paid, I'll talk a little bit about that. Brooks wants to know too. Be in this video probably the whole time because he's a needy little baby. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention is your motivation and why you want to create a channel in the first place. I think it's super important to have motivation and a reason why you want to create a YouTube, whether that be to inspire others or be just a hobby and to be creative because you like it. Whatever it is, I feel like you need to keep that in focus. And if money is your focus, I do truly feel like that alters your videos a little bit. So, of course, I want to say this. It is normal to think about money. It's okay to think about money. I feel like people have the wrong idea about that. To say, oh, I don't think about money at all, I feel like it's a slight little fib. I know I do. I know that if I'm putting in the hours making these videos and filming, which can take days, of course it'd be nice to get paid and to see money come from that, from YouTube. And I feel like it's an opportunity of a lifetime, really. To have YouTube as a job is just a dream come true, especially if you enjoy it as much as I do. I seriously enjoy it so much. So just keep that in mind. But no, it's not a get rich quick thing. It takes a lot of work and a lot of patience. Because it takes time to grow. So my second tip is to be consistent. I think that's probably one of the most important things when you create a YouTube channel, is being consistent will equal growth because of this reason. YouTube Analytics and Google Analytics, they want to recommend channels that have a lot of activity, who are current, who are posting, who are getting likes and comments. So if YouTube is putting out your videos, most likely people will see them, meaning hopefully they will subscribe to your channel and you'll grow. So if you're not consistent, then you're not getting as much activity on your channel. Therefore, you're going to be in the lower part of the analytics. You'll be lower on the page and you won't be recommended as much to other people. So being consistent is super important. No, you don't have to post every day, but I think my goal in the beginning was 4 videos a week. I know that's a lot for some. I know that's very little for some. But if you really want it, you just have to find time to do it. And just time management, editing, and filming. My third tip is to be yourself. I think it is super important to be authentic and create what you want to create, not just what's popular on YouTube. Because I feel like you'll get burnt out pretty shortly after, making things you don't really care about. There is certain things on YouTube that are more popular, but that doesn't necessarily mean you won't be successful in creating something you really are passionate about. Weight Watchers is one of those things. Weight Watchers isn't this huge thing. Counting calories and health is important and it is pretty popular, but Weight Watchers specifically, categorizing my channel as Weight Watchers, it does take a little bit of a slower route to grow because not everyone is on Weight Watchers. But that being said, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to create. This is what I want to share. So I'm going to do it. Share what you actually truly believe in and talk about what you want and just be 100% yourself. I think that this is important to mention, that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to go out and do all these extravagant things just for a video. Just be yourself. So if your life is extravagant, then of course, share that. If it's not extravagant is what I'm talking about. Share what is actually really happening in your life, if that makes any sense. My other tip is good tags, good title, and good thumbnail, and a good banner. Kind of go with like a theme, I feel like helps. So in your title, make sure everything is exactly what you're showing in your video. Make sure it's detailed. That really just helps with the algorithm. And titles, if you put in certain words, it'll pull up into the type bar, so you'll have more opportunities for people to find you. Utilize your tags. If you don't know what a tag is, it's like little categories of what your video is down in the info and settings. Once you upload your video and you go to the info and setting, there will be tags at the bottom. Type in everything that relates to your video. I think you get 200 tags. Utilize them, use them up. And another thing is, I don't know if you guys know this, but I didn't when I first started an old channel. I do my tags completely wrong. I would do, like, for example, WW, and I'd enter that, freestyle, enter that, Weight Watchers, you know, enter that, grocery haul, enter that, if that makes sense. So I would like chop it up when that's wrong. You want to put WW freestyle grocery haul all in one little box, like it'll be highlighted, and then you enter that. So yeah, utilize your tags and make sure you have good thumbnails, not too cluttered. Just like crisp and clear, I feel like helps a little bit. When it's like too much, I feel like people just like bypass it. At least that's what I've known from having cluttered thumbnails, trial and error, you know what I mean, to having cleared up thumbnails. I feel like I've seen a difference. So I think that's important. Another thing is you have like a banner where you can put your name and like what your channel is about. Make sure it's not cut off. I feel like that's kind of important to mention. When you go to add in your banner of your name and what your channel is about on your YouTube channel, that's like the first thing people see. So if it's cut off, it kind of looks like a little tacky. So just make sure your banner is small enough. When you go and put your banner in, it'll show you what your banner looks like on every device, a TV, a phone, and a laptop. Make sure you can actually see it. If not, you need to like crop it in. So the big question is, what do you have to buy? What is the cost of creating a YouTube channel? I feel like this definitely changes for everyone. For me though, this is what I did. I don't have an iPhone, so I wasn't able to film on my phone. If you do have an iPhone, you can film. It's a little bit harder, I feel like, because it's not as good of a quality, but I don't think that matters when you're first starting up. I think everyone knows not everyone can afford a super nice camera when they're starting. They'll know by looking at your numbers that you just started. So I think everyone understands that you have to start small. So for me, I couldn't use an iPhone, so I went to a pawn shop and I bought a Nikon Coolpix 26X is the camera I use. Is it the best quality? No. Do I want a new camera? Yes, very badly, and I will be getting one soon. But this is just what worked for me. I think I spent $50-$60 on this camera. I think maybe a little bit more, but it was definitely under 100, and I bought this, and that's what I film on. So you have options. You can ask family members if they have an old camera you can use. You can go to a garage sale, thrift store, pawn shop if the phone just doesn't work for you. Another thing I did have to invest in was like a little stand, like a tripod, because I do meal prep, so I needed my camera to be raised, and I just felt like that was good to invest in. It was $20. And then what I edit my videos on. I know that there's free editing softwares out there, but I did decide to purchase mine. I purchased Filmora. I think I purchased it last year actually when I had a different YouTube channel, or maybe even 2 years ago. But it was $30 and you get it forever. You purchase it one time and then you put it on your computer, and that is what I edit my videos with. There's free editing softwares out there. You just have to look them up and you can download them, whether that's on your phone or your laptop. So mine was $30 though. So not too much to start. And then eventually once you are able to make money, you make that usually. You make that right back. I did. So I made that back on my first actual ever check. Everything I purchased for my channel. So that's pretty cool. Now, how do you get paid? With YouTube, you get paid by Google AdSense, which is the ads on your video. So the ad company places the ad on your video, you get a small commission for that. It does add up though. People ask me all the time, like, do you get paid a lot? But I don't know. For you, it might be a lot of money, or it might be very little. For me, I feel like it's a lot. For my lifestyle, I feel I was a little bit surprised. I was happy. So yeah, everyone's different. Everyone's lifestyle is different. It might be the smallest amount for some, and then it might be a really big amount for others. People watching your ads is important, and even skipping ads. All of that. Skipping, that's hitting the ad. That means you've notified the ad, and you'll get paid for that. Hey guys, I realized I didn't really go over too much on the ads. When you're first starting your channel, I feel like you don't need to really focus so much on ads and all the different kinds of ads and the ins and outs of ads, because it's kind of confusing. I'm still learning, but I feel like I've learned enough, so I am going to kind of talk about it. It might sound confusing, but hopefully I can make it as clear as possible. There's 3 different kinds of ads. There's a true view ad, a pre-roll, and a bumper. You get paid for pretty much all of the ads. Even if you skip an ad, you should get paid for it. Unless, the only way that you don't get paid for skipping an ad is if it's a long ad. If it's like 30 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds, if you've seen those, like the really, really long ads, let's say that pops up and it has skip ad. If you skip it right away, then that person, that YouTuber, influencer, doesn't get paid for it unless you watch it for 30 seconds. So if it's a minute and 30 and you watch it for 30 seconds and then skip ad, they'll get paid for it. Now, the ads where they're like 5 seconds or 12 seconds, I don't know, they always, change. It will have a skip ad. If it's less than 30 seconds of an ad and you skip it, no matter what, whenever you skip it, if it's a short ad, you'll get paid for that. So that's why it's hard to say, do you get paid for skip ads? Because yes, you do on certain type of ads, and then no, you don't on other type of ads, the longer ones. So that's like the clearest way I can answer that. I know it's confusing. If you're that interested on ads, I could talk about it a little bit later, but if you're just starting out, I wouldn't focus too much on it. I personally didn't focus too much on ads, and I see revenue, so I don't feel like it's this huge thing that you can really even control, because you can't control what people do. You can't control if they skip an ad on this or don't skip an ad or watch it. I mean, you just can't do that. So, and I've never asked any of my subscribers to ever, hey, watch all my ads, watch them all the way through, because I know it's a pain, and I don't think it really, personally, I don't know if it really matters that much. That's what I have to say about ads. Hopefully that made sense. I noticed I didn't really talk about it in the video because this was more of like how you get paid and how to start up, but it wasn't like in depth about ads. So yeah, you have to hit a mark though to get paid. So you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which equals to 240,000 minutes, which was a lot, and it took me a while to get there. I got the 1,000 subscribers first, and then a month later I hit my watch time. Right after that, you apply for Google AdSense, you set your account up, and you get paid usually the next month. Everyone gets paid differently. This is something I've recently learned. I've been learning a lot about the back side of YouTube and how it all works and why some channels get paid more than others. The amount of money people get paid differs with the channel. It goes based off of your viewers, where they live, their country, and their age. Usually, typically, people who are getting lots of younger viewers, Google AdSense sees that as they won't give that YouTuber as much money because for their ads, because younger people usually don't have as much money, and they usually don't buy things online. As compared to someone who has an older audience, Google AdSense, as in they, see that as older people usually have more money and they're more likely to purchase things online, so they get paid more. Another thing is to mention is the Google algorithm. So Google wants to put out channels that have a lot of activity and who are current. That's why it's important to be consistent. And 2, likes and comments are super important. So always ask for a like and a comment. That means your channel is getting a lot of activity, and Google analytics will want to put out your channel and recommend your channel because clearly you're doing something right because you're getting all this activity. Okay, so that is it. That's all I have really to talk about. If there is any other questions you guys have, leave me a comment down below. I will answer them. I can't think of everything on the top of my head right now, but I feel like that was most of the questions I personally had. There's no quick answer to how to grow. I feel like everyone's channel is going to be different, and you just have to keep doing it and stay consistent, and it'll happen. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned some things about YouTube. If there's anything I didn't go over, just ask me down below and I'll get back with you. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know what to do. Thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.